Ghana has a social housing problem. The country has a housing deficit of 1.7 million units. To meet the shelter needs of the population, an estimated 170,000 housing units would have to be built annually. Professor Divine Ahadzie observed access to good, decent houses promote good health. He says housing problems such as high rent charges and frustration dealing with house owners can worsen mental health problems.
We are in a situation where when you have the larger percentage of the population having issues with housing, then there's a likelihood that for many of such people, or many of us, our mental health are also seriously affected. And as you know, that is why it is linked to productivity at the workplace. It is linked to your happiness. It is linked to your social life, you know. And so it is in that context that once you take care of the home, then this means the mental health of the person is also being taken care of.
Professor Ahadzie alluded to the compound housing concept has been helpful in meeting the accommodation needs of the populace. He is prevailing on the government to upgrade the compound housing concept as an urban social housing strategy.
And now that the housing dynamics have changed so that compound houses are no more economical in the cities, because if you put up a compound house in that situation, you won't get people to rent because of the issues. So you see that compound houses are not being built anymore, and the existing ones are being upgraded so that these issues of sharing amenities are now being eliminated. Now you have compound houses, they have their own toilet, their own meter, and that has raised the rent and pushing out the people who were originally traditional occupants of the compound house. And yet still, the government has not come in to fill the gap. And it is high time that now that the minister is trying to put in National Housing Authority and those things, to be called to Parliament to come and answer questions on this, on what is the policy for such category of people in terms of addressing their housing needs. Professor
Ahadzie also believes there are opportunities in reducing cost of housing through the use of local materials.
Laterite, the kind of soil that the Roman use for our road construction, the laterite, these are the low carbon construction techniques where you don't use much cement and concrete, and it's established from the literature that over 70% of our soil coverage is laterite. So when it comes to conventional architecture, our people rely on that to build these Kwame houses and things that we traditionally knew, but they use the crude method, which it didn't last and had all issues with it. But through research and technology, it has been upgraded to different levels, which are now acceptable for housing. But just that, people still live in that perception, And so it is all a matter of government policy and direction, and also government themselves embracing it, for some of their structures, and then it will carry the people along.
Obidishie Ofori Amman for reporting for Joy News.